explosive, Beast Coast. Yeah. The mother ride or die for money, strictly for money. Survival of the fittest. That's the sign of the police. I'm in deep cover, skirt, lean back. Give me one more chance. They say Jesus walks and the devil wear Prada, but I'm so deaf. God can't tell me nothing. Right there's on my death certificate. I gave you power.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Brooklyn Barons. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
18 yards.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tight ends right. Watch tight ends right. 4 down.
10. Green, down.
On 1st down, Watson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it there and he could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Dancing to his left. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
We'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Houston. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, 2nd catch on the die. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Alshon Jeffrey, so dangerous even when a defender's near him.
He's got such a big body, ability to run, positions himself well, excellent control. And you're exactly right. Even if people are draped on him, he often comes up with the catch. It really symbolizes what people are looking for in receivers in today's NFL.
Come back.
From the red zone now, Watson. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Wise motion.
They'll try and run for it, 1st and goal. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Tight ends on the loosey.
Down. Green, the line.
Mike, 53.
Come back.
Mike.
Tiger.
shotgun snap for Watson. Being chased out left. And this will be a touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now scored a touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they score in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Now on first down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
Black 58, William!
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of their defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Kendall Beckwith leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Kendall Beckwith on the stop.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey. We got 3. Here we go now. Green, 39. Green, 39. Mike, 55. Slow.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Going deep for Hopkins. It got his man complete. 20, 10, touchdown, Houston.
That's my boy.
DeAndre Hopkins, 95 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. Heck of a start to this season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And here now the offense heading back out there. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Right back to him on first down. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Devin McCourty brings him down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
On second down, here's Mahomes. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
Ready, green 90, green 90. Mike, 55, check.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. This is taken at about the 14. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Come back.
Here's Watson. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. But likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
This guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over at the 20. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at the 20.
Down. Black Black 22! Black 22!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move.
Set. Blue 80. Blue 80. Richmond, Richmond.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there.
Richmond.
It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Hey, check Mike.
They'll run it here with Hunt.
Run.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I think they want to start getting back into this game. It behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. But thankfully, this is corralled by the offense, so they will, in fact, hold on to the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there against the good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. George Iloka, the one that comes up to make the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making a big-time play?
Your trip is here.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And they'll get him down here at the 23. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Come back. Hey, green 39.
Now a first down throw. Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back.
Come back,
but that's one step in the proper direction.
Tight end right.
Hey, black 22. Black 22.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A good pickup there, a 22.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
And some room to run now. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Yeah, baby. Boom.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Down. Black 22.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
Come back, come back.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Chris Jones in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Tiger.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And the pressure gets to him again. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Out of the gun, Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Houston. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
Yeah, baby.
They run with Humphrey. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Black 99 Philly. Come back, come back. Red, green 39.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. This will be caught at about the 5. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now Sims. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. They'll run it now with Pumphrey. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run again with Pumphrey. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Come back, come back.
We got 4.
Faking the give. Now Watson. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, that's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he can put on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but he doesn't get what he really wants.
He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And as a result, possession switches hands. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
I'm coming for you, 20.
Ready!
On first down, Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Here comes the blitz. Come on now.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Ace! Ace!
Mike 5-5, Mike 55.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Hot. Crash, crash, crash. Crash.
So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And on now is the punter, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He'll look to set up his blockers. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, now the coach is still staying aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Black 99 Philly. Red, blue 80. Blue 80.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
4 down, 4 down.
Set, Black 22. Black 22.
To throw is Watson. To throw on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, here's Watson. And Jeffrey's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. Watson now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
You got tape. You got tape.
They'll run it now out of the gun. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
Reset.
Now Watson looking to throw on 2nd down. Jeffrey with a catch left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Reset.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
To throw on 2nd down. Watson out to his left. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. The Texans on third
Tiger,
down.
Tiger, Tiger.
They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger. Come back, come back. Tiger, Tiger, Tiger.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Buying time to his left. This is caught. And he's brought down. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run this. It's Pumphrey hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. It's going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20.
3 down. Hey, here we go now. Green, nice.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. He was looking for Mike Williams that time. And it's 2nd down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Tight ends on the Ringo. Hey.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. He's got a man. Complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 57 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Watch out. Left.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw is Mahomes. And Hill with it over the middle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail. Ready. Blue 45. Blue 45.
And again, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Hey.
Mahomes to throw once more. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete here. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
3rd down and goal now, and this Houston defense not backing down. They'll look for one more
Green,
stop.
39. Green, 39.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th.
Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line.
Everyone's got 4 down. Red, blue 80, blue 80.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
On the run is Pumphrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Watson to throw on 2nd down. Dancing to his left. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete. Coverage that time by Aaron Colvin.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Watson now, operating from the gun. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
This will be fielded at the 17. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now back out comes the offense. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hey, guys. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Under pressure. pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Blue 45.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to be taken down here. Back across midfield, 3 yards away from midfield at the 47. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, the head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
That's it. Big hit. Yeah, baby. Boom.
It's Pumphrey on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way.
The ball is out. Watson lost it. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The Texans send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Green 39.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And now running right through it. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Number 56 on the carry. No gain on the play.
got my spawn, Louis Vuitton. What are you doing? This and I'm Buick, I pull it up. They wanna, we gon' get. What are we doing? I got a crib. They gon' get to it. I got straight out the sweet, just like a Fago, but I had all on my payroll. Watch how I move, just like a rayon. 64 chain, just like a crayon. I bought a hat, one with the Aeon. Put on, told her to stay on. I had a paper tag on 3 on. I had the top drop with the Freon. I told him Deuce one like Dion. I say Deuce one like Dion. I go Bruce Wayne on your peons, yeah. With the Falcon, true. Had most than a lineman. I should got a Heisman too. Sugar they hiking that, hike, shake like a Nike hat. Yo, I got the Midas pack, told her be quiet, relax. I got my on the other line. I'm not bipolar but borderline. I just my switch lane, drop it off, go back, get. That's all she want, hot wing. For some hot wing, for American deli, for some ice cream. She just want her 20 piece, all flats with the lemon pepper. I was the first one to put her in a fur clad, get you together. They never flow before. Try to come through security with some tennis shoes on. Take off real big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. That big boss music, big boss music. That big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music, big boss music. Big boss music. You better get used to it. Ain't no falling off, going straight up.